Alright, so what we're going to talk about today is reflections across vertical and horizontal lines. So these are reflections that are not just over your x and y axis, but they're across lines that are either x equals a number or y equals a number. Alright, so what happens when you're given a set of points to reflect but no picture? So it's easy to say, okay, I've moved this point 3 spaces to the left to get to the line. I gotta just go 3 spaces on the other side of it. But when you just have the points, there's a couple of steps you can take without having to graph it every time. So it seems harder because you can't just count the spaces really easily, but it's really not that hard. You're basically gonna treat the point the same way you treat the graph by following just a few steps. So we're going to start with the point -3, 7. All right, we're going to call it point A. So I'm going to do 2 reflections, 2 separate reflections. One is going to reflect A over the line of x equals 4, and the other is going to reflect A over the line y equals 3. These are very separate reflections, but one is an x and the other is a y, and we're just going to do them at the same time because you follow the same steps essentially. So step 1, write down your point. Step 2, you're going to replace the indicated letter, meaning either the x or the y, given what line you're going to reflect over, with the given number. So in this case, it's an x equals 4, so I'm going to make it -3, 7. I'm going to replace the x value with 4, and I'm going to make it 4, 7. In this case, it's a y equals 3, so instead of replacing the -3, I'm going to leave that guy alone, and I'm going to replace the y value with 3. Okay, so that's step 1. The next thing that's step 2, since step 1 is just writing down the point. The next thing that you're going to do is this, thinking only of addition or subtraction. Okay, so thinking only of addition or subtraction, figure out how the value changed. So I just rewrote it here. So the first thing I did was went from -3, 7 to 4, 7 because I'm reflecting it over x equals 4, so I'm going to let x equal 4. And then I got to ask myself, how did I get from -3 to +4? Well, thinking only of addition, I would add 7. Okay, so over here, so I make that thought and I write it down, +7. Over here, I didn't change my x values, I changed my y values. How did I get from 7 to 3? Well, I subtracted 4. So I'm going to put my -4 right here. Then that just leaves me with step 4. Apply the change to that same value again. So same change, same value. So I'm going to go from 4. I'm going to apply this change of +7 one more time, and it's going to take me to 11. This 7 stays the whole time, so my new point, my A prime, when reflected over x equals 4, is 11, 7. For this one, I'm going to take and I'm going to say, okay, I subtracted 4. I'm going to subtract 4 one more time, and I'm going to go 3 minus 4 is -1. I replace that y value now with -1. So my A prime, when I reflect it over y equals 3, is -3, -1. Okay? So these are actually really fast. I just wanted to break it down and explain it. So notice that one value stayed the same throughout the reflection. In this case, my y value stayed the same because I was messing with my x's. It was over an x equals 4 line. In this case, my x value stayed the same because I was changing the y's. You guys need to tell me that my dog's name is Shug. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say that the only thing that's changed matches the letter of reflection. So example, just another example, but now I'm going to do 3 points all in one figure. Given a triangle with the vertices at -4, 2, at 5, -3, at 2, 1, we're going to find the image after it's reflected over the line y equals 4. So what we're going to do is the first step is rewrite my number, or rewrite my points, which I did. Okay. Then I noticed it's a y equals. So I'm just going to repeat my x's throughout because I know my x's aren't going to change. So if we take a look at it, it becomes my -4s are put in every one of these, my 5s are put in every one of these, and my 2s are put in every one of these because it's a y equals 4. My x's are not changing. Then in my middle column, I'm going to put the number 4 for every value of y. Right? Then I'm going to say, how did I get from 2 to 4? And the way I got from +2 to +4, thinking of only addition or subtraction, is I added 2. Right? So I'm just going to do that again. I'm going to add 2 again. 4 plus 2 is 6. That's that point's answer. How did I get from -3 to +4? Well, I had to add 7. So I'm going to add 7 again. 4 plus 7 is 11. All right, and then how did I get from 1 to 4? I added 3. So now I'm going to add plus 3 one more time, and I get 7. So my new points for the image, where these were the points of the pre-image, is -4, 6, 5, 11, and 2, 7.